Hi there, this is Leslie Stovall from Places and Spaces, where community and culture coalesce. On today's show, we've got Veronica Schulte and Leticia Espino. They're from the San Jose Municipal Rose Garden. And Isabella Linares, she's from the Oakland Zoo. Here's Veronica Schulte and Leticia Espino. KCSM Jazz 91.1. Hi, I'm Leslie Stovall. Welcome to KCSM's Places and Spaces, where community and culture coalesce. Please welcome our first guest, Veronica Schulte, Parks Manager, who oversees the San Jose Municipal Rose Garden, and Leticia Espino. She's the volunteer and PR manager. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, my first question has to be, who decided to start a rose garden? What a beautiful idea in downtown San Jose. It was a prune orchard, right, beforehand?
Yes. That's a great question. I'm not sure. The Rose Garden has been there since, I think 1937.
Yes.
So, a lot of our lands that we do get for park spaces are often donated. For example, Emma-Prush. I think also, the Rose Garden was another, space that was donated to the city.
And it's like 5.5 acres.
It is 5.5 acres. Yeah.
That is just incredible to have that, to have agriculture, flowers, beautiful scenes in the middle of a city.
It is. It's one of our most popular spots in the whole city. Definitely probably one of our most photographed spots as well.
I bet.
A lot of people out there with pictures and especially during the high bloom season.
But when is the high bloom? When is the high season?
In spring, we have major blooms. The first blooms arrive probably late April, are really high in May, and then through the summer. And then we have our late season blooms in the fall as well on some of our rose bushes.
So you have
there's so many, there's so many varieties. They really bloom pretty much all year, and then they go dormant in early January.
Okay, so they are kind of sequential, so you always have blooms at some point. That's good planning.
Yeah.
How did you decide which varieties of roses and other flowers to plant in the rose garden each season? Is it different?
So most of our varieties have been there for a long time. We have some heritage roses in there, some what they call the old garden roses. Those have been there. Some of those varieties have been there since the beginning in 1937. Other rose beds kind of age out, or they need to be replaced for whatever reason. We coordinate really closely with our Friends of the Rose Garden group, and one of our key volunteers, Terrence Riley, who makes the selection. We do have some test beds out there, so we're testing the roses and looking for different varieties, new varieties, ones with special hardiness, ones with, extraordinary blooms. So it's really a matter of choice in the moment.
It sounds like a designer's playhouse.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, just the number of varieties of roses. You have your shrub roses and your floribundas, your hybrid teas. You even have some really rare roses. They're David Austin English roses. They were hybrids from a famous English horticulturalist that are there in the Rose Garden now. So if you're a rose enthusiast and you know a little bit about roses, you're definitely going to see some interesting things there. Or if you just appreciate a pretty flower, you can go there too and see some really great stuff.
It's amazing. Is it color coordinated when you put in the roses? Do you give thought to that?
We do try to vary the colors, but you'll see roses of every color. I am particularly fond of one this year called Silver Lining, and it's a purple rose, almost blue, really. It's gorgeous.
Wow.
We have the classic red rose, which is a Abraham Lincoln. That's what you would think of when you think of like a rose. And then every color in between. We even have bicolor roses. One of my favorites is the ketchup and mustard rose. Yeah, it's exactly what you would think it is. It's red and yellow. So it's a lot of fun.
But is it edible?
No, well, I think roses are edible, and you can make Leticia, you can note on this with some of our
Jelly.
volunteers.
Hmm.
Yeah, they make rose hip jelly.
Oh,
Yeah, our volunteers are only able to do this because you're not allowed to pick roses in the rose garden. But because they deadhead the roses and they do all the pruning, we allow them to take some of the rose hips, and some of them make rose hip jelly. And during our annual pruning every year in January, sometimes they give a jar away to a lucky winner of a raffle at our event in January.
well, that's a lot of motivation right there. I would.
Yeah.
So, with your volunteers, do they help with the process of maintaining the garden, and how do you keep it in peak condition? A lot of moving parts there.
They do. Volunteers play a big
This
role
is
within
Leticia.
PRNS. Oh,
Yeah.
yes, this is now me, Leticia. They definitely play a big role within PRNS. And what our volunteers really do is really providing an extra layer of maintenance to our garden, our parks, and so on. And things and types of ways that they help, maybe pruning, mulching, collecting the weeds, and really just clearing our beds out so that way they could collect that moisture, as well as other tasks that maybe not involve the rose pruning, right? It could be from painting to adding chip to planting a tree. And so our volunteers do a little bit of all, though at the same time, we work closely with Terrence Riley, who Veronica mentioned earlier, as he plays a big role in supporting as far as expertise, as well as he works with a group of volunteers and really just, again, educates, shows them if it's for fun that they want to learn, if it's something that, hey, it's that time in my life, I'm looking to give back to the city and I want to help donate some time at a park. And so what he really does is takes them under his wing, trains them, and really just utilizes their help throughout the month, or should I say the year, as well as at our events, which Veronica also mentioned. We have our biggest pruning event, usually held in January, that we try to get as many folks to come and support and really take care of the deadheading for the whole garden. So you could imagine over 3,500 rose bushes that completely are blooming, and you're like, okay, cool. And then volunteers come in and do their job as we lead, with staff as well as with Terrence's help. And we're able to do a lot of great help. So they play a very big role, and again, I always say we wouldn't be able to do it without them.
That's absolutely right. Leticia, I want to ask you a question. What is
Sure.
what is another one? What has been the most astonishing fact that you've learned about roses since working at the Rose Garden in San Jose?
Honestly, it has to do with the jelly that we were just
Let's
talking
go
about
back
it
to
because
that. Yes.
when I first started learning, and this is all kinds of things that you learn. And then he just comes and like, hey, Leticia, you ever had some jelly from the garden? Try. And I just was kind of shocked, like, oh, really? You could make jelly? And it was pretty tasty. So
What's
I
it
have
taste
to
like?
say that was definitely a fact that I didn't not know until I started working with Terrence.
I had no idea either. How would you describe the taste?
Hmm.
Yummy, yummy.
Well,
I thought it was
well,
yummy. I
the
little to-
roses are actually part of the apple family.
Who
Um,
knew?
yeah, so they don't taste. It doesn't taste like apples, though. It does have a floral taste.
Yes, I
Um,
would say that's right.
yeah, a little bit of a floral taste, sweet, maybe a touch of honey flavor in there. Yeah,
Ooh. It,
really
it,
good.
it sounds like it has a good nose, as they say in the wine business.
Yes,
Mhm.
definitely.
Definitely.
Ladies, are there any new developments or plans for the Rose Garden that you're excited to share with us at KCSM? We'd love to hear that.
We have a volunteer event coming up, which is September 14th. Letty, are there still spaces available for that
Yes,
volunteer?
yes, yes. There's definitely an Eventbrite. We have all the information posted on our PRNS City website. So we welcome anybody who is open and looking for something to do to come out and join us on that beautiful day to do some work.
Sounds
Uh,
like a plan.
yes.
If you're
So,
not able to come, if it's last minute, there's the pruning event, which happens in
January.
early January. I've
Mhm.
gone for probably the last 10 years in rain or shine, and it's amazing how many people come out. There's probably maybe over 300 people just swarming the rose bushes like locusts and doing all
oh,
the
wow.
trimming. And yeah, it's really satisfying to come back, a couple months later in April and May and see everything just flourishing because of the work that was done in January.
Mhm.
What should people wear when they're out pruning? Because that's not easy work there. You're out in the sun and
Oh yeah, for sure. We definitely encourage, closed-toe shoes, long pants, long sleeves, definitely a hat. And I always say bring some sunscreen and water, wouldn't hurt. So then that way, you stay safe, but at the same time, you're not getting poked or any of the falling. So definitely if you're used to gardening and wanting to do a little bit more, definitely come out and join us. I always encourage it as Veronica was saying earlier, it's just an experience on hand that you might learn something or two.
absolutely.
Mhm.
KCSM San Mateo. And once again, let us know what your park hours are and Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday so people can know when to go.
The Rose Garden is open 7 days a week. It's usually open on holidays too. Our biggest holiday is Mother's Day, if you can imagine.
Oh,
And
Mhm.
it's
that's so
yeah,
nice.
open from sunup to sundown.
Okay. And sundown this day is what, about 8:20 or
Yeah,
something like that?
right around there.
Ladies, I had no idea that beautiful garden was there, and I'm going to make a special trip to San Jose to see it. And I'm going to take my allergy medicine first, though.
Yes,
Absolutely.
that would be a great idea, and we welcome you.
Right?
And it's definitely a beautiful place to visit.
Okay. And tell people once again where you are in San Jose, if you would, Leticia.
Oh, located at the Municipal Rose Garden.
Yeah.
Okay, we're about 15 minutes from downtown off Nagley Avenue. And what's that cross street, Veronica? Trying to put that in my brain
The
right now.
Bascom?
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Nagley
Oh,
and Bascom.
oh,
Nagley
okay.
and Bascom.
That's big time.
Mm-hmm.
Municipal. Well, anyway, ladies, thank you so much. I've learned so much about roses and that rose garden just is as they say, a rose is a rose is a rose. And we love those. Leticia Espino, volunteer and PR. And then Miss Schulte, we've got Veronica Schulte, Parks Manager. We thank you both for stopping by and letting us know what's going on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This has been KCSM Places and Spaces. I'm Leslie Stovall. That was Veronica Schulte and Leticia Espino from the San Jose Municipal Rose Garden. In a few minutes, we'll talk to Isabella Linares from the Oakland Zoo. This is Places and Spaces. Good morning. I'm Leslie Stovall, KCSM's Community Forum, where culture and community coalesce. And with us now is Isabella Linares. She's the marketing and manager at the Oakland Zoo. Welcome, Isabella.
Hi, thank you for having me.
And congratulations to the staff of the Oakland Zoo for achieving the world's gold standard for the zoological profession. AZA's accreditation standards continually evolve to reflect best practices in animal care and well-being, veterinary care, conservation, scientific advancement, and safety and security, among other things. And that's a quote from Dan Ash, the president and CEO of the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I know we've been accredited for 36 years, but it's nice getting it again, and we love being a part of the association.
You've been accredited since 1988.
Yes, yeah, we've been a part of the association since then. Dr. Parrott, who was our old CEO, was back then, got our first accreditation, and we're still trucking along 36 years later with now Nick DeHasia as our new CEO and making sure we're keeping a gold standard at our zoo.
But give us some examples of gold standard care that you do at the zoo.
So gold standard means that you just follow the rigorous standards of animal welfare, veterinary care, husbandry, safety, our staffing, and then also we're continuing education and conservation for a lot of animals and teaching the public about all the animals under our care. And make sure that we have like best practices for not just their care, like their daily diets and everything, but their overall well-being, meaning that we give them enrichment to help get their minds going and making sure that they're healthy in that way and socialization, but also making sure that we're educating the public on things that are necessary to conserve the species in the wilds.
And speaking of species, there are a lot of species that are going extinct. And what is the zoo doing to intervene?
Yeah, so we work with a bunch of different conservation programs locally and globally. Right now, we're focused on some key species. So we have a few different programs where we rescue and rehabilitate, like our mountain lions, who aren't endangered, but definitely have a lot of issues that are plaguing them. But we're also working with riparian brush rabbits and vaccinating them against the RHVD2 disease. We're helping with the START program with frogs, where we raise them and we release them back in the wild, and we help cure them from the chytrid fungus disease that's like plaguing that species as well. And condors, we're actually helping with chelations and treatments like that to help wild condors that come from Ventana and rehabilitating them here at the zoo and helping them get released back into the wilds.
That's wonderful. That's because condors have a special relationship with the state of California.
Yeah, and zoos. It was at a point where condors were at the brink of extinction, and it was because of zoos and programs like the Ventana Wildlife Society that brought them back from extinction.
Now let's talk. You have big cats and you have open space. How does that work?
Yeah, we have a few different big cats at the zoo. We have tigers, lions, we have our mountain lions, and we always take pride in having big habitats that give them enough space so that they can choose to interact with their habitat as they please and have enough space. And sometimes that means a guest might not see them right away and you might have to do a little hide and seek with them, but that means that they have enough space for them. And we want to make sure that they're not kept in small cages. And we've come a long way in 100 years.
Yes.
And we're constantly learning about all the species under our care and making sure that we're providing the best things for them based on the knowledge that we have at the moment.
You know, speaking of big cats and little cats, are they related?
Yeah, they are related. And honestly, you'd be surprised. A ferocious African lion sleeps as much as your house cat at home. So when you come to the zoo and you're like, why aren't they like running around and doing stuff? They're like big house cats. They act very similarly. Jaguars, I think it's like a 16-hour period throughout the day that they sleep. And you look at those and you're thinking they're going to be like climbing up trees and jumping. And yes, they do that, but they're also sleeping a lot. So they're not a big difference at all. They just look a little bit bigger and more exotic.
Well, cats, it's been my experience that cats are pretty nocturnal.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I know our night keepers have some stories of hearing our cats at night, or seeing them walk at night when they're doing their little passerby.
Do they ever catch the odd mammal that comes in their cage?
No, we rarely have any animals that go inside of our cat like habitats at all. We definitely have like some deer and coyotes and stuff that go into like our elephant habitat that's a little bit more accessible, but definitely not our big cat habitats.
That's probably good.
Birds sometimes, but the birds are smart. They know how to stay away.
Yeah. I always wondered about that. I said, wonder if, they made a left one time and said, uh-oh.
No, they're pretty good. Hey, those wild animals, they're not dumb. They know who to stay away from, so they're definitely not going in there.
Absolutely. Isabella, could you share some of the key events or programs that the Oakland Zoo is known for throughout the year? Because you guys do a lot of things.
Yeah, we do a range of things that are entertainment purposes, like Glofari. That's like a great event for families and all ages to come to. That is a big lantern event that has like larger than life animal lanterns, and we have different themes every year. But like all other events, they always have some sort of education component. So we definitely are talking about conservation programs that help certain animals, and we're talking about things that plague the species at one point. This year we have dinosaurs, which is a great example of something that's been extinct before, but we're going to talk about in our signage of like who they're related to now and how you can help those animals out. But we also have different education events that happen at different times of the year, like our zoo camp, which is a great program to send your kids to from K through, I believe, middle school age. And they can spend a week here at the zoo learning different things from our zoo camp teachers and getting to go behind the scenes at different habitats, which is very rare at the zoo. That's not something that we offer all the time. And we have them in the fall, winter, and spring and summer. So we have a variety of different events. So we're gonna have Boo at the Zoo this year for weekends. So some Halloween fun activities. Always trying to find something new.
Well, it seems like you also try to entertain the animals. Like I always see the cats playing with balls and stuff like that. The big
Yeah, there's different events like our Brunch for the Wild Bunch events. That one we have opportunities for people to buy tickets and help spread out food to the animals. And they get to go on habitat, spread out the food, and then they get to watch like our baboons, our elephants, our grizzly bears, our sun bears go out and enjoy all of the enrichment that they made.
That sounds wonderful. Let me going back to an earlier question. What animals are related to dinosaurs now?
Okay, this sounds crazy, but what farm animal do you think is closely related to a T-Rex?
Oh wow. A
I'm
cow?
gonna give you cow is a good choice, but
They're big.
close but no cigar. Who do you think?
Oh, chicken.
Yes, a chicken is related to a T-Rex. So it's surprisingly low. Yeah, I know. They don't use their arms as well like a T-Rex did as well. So there's definitely some traits that you can kind of see it. But yeah, their ancestor was dominating the planet like millions of years ago. And yeah, chickens are indeed closely related to T-Rexes.
I guess the Colonel knew something, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, but the T-Rex, they didn't fly. They were big dinosaurs.
Yes, they're big dinosaurs, but they're really closely related to birds.
And lots of teeth. Didn't they have lots of teeth?
Yeah, they had a lot of teeth.
Do chickens have teeth?
I don't think so. Don't call me on that, but I don't think they do.
Dennis will probably call us. So, can you explain the thematic locations the zoo that relates to your mission and strategic plan?
Yeah, so back in the day, when we were thinking of the zoo and how it looks like now, back in Dr. Parrott days, we always wanted to make sure there was thematic locations that fit different animals and habitats around the world that people know about. So we have our African savanna that has icons like our giraffe, our camels, and our lions. We have the tropical rainforest that has like icons like our chimpanzee, our tigers, our siamangs, and our white-handed gibbon. And we have the children's zoo, which has kid-friendly looking animals that kids love, like the lemur that from Madagascar,
Yeah.
giant tortoises from Aldabra, our guinea hogs. And then we have Wild Australia that's only accessible through our train ride. So you can see our wallaroos and our emus. But our last location that we needed and we've always wanted to have that opened in 2018 was something that reflected our community and our surroundings. So that's why we started the California Trail that has 8 habitats that have native California animals like our black bear, condor, jaguars, gray wolves, animals that roamed all over California at one point, and some of them don't anymore, like our icon, the grizzly bear, who's on our state flag, but doesn't live in California anymore. So that's our last thematic location that we opened in 2018. And now we finally feel that we've gotten everything that I think everybody would love to come and see at the zoo.
I think so. How do you deal with encroachment? Because we're encroaching on these animals' habitats. They were here first.
Yeah, so we definitely worked with like a lot of people with Nolan Park, and we came to an agreement and made sure that when we built out into Nolan Park, that we weren't going to disturb any native wildlife. And we also did a lot with our buildings. We worked with a company that actually made sure that was eco-friendly and did as much they can do as possible to have the least amount of impact on the land. We also kept a lot of the natural flora that was out there. So our natural oak woodland and the chaparral were preserved out there. And there's still so much of Nolan Park that you can still see. And we have no plans of expanding California Trail any further.
How big is the zoo?
The zoo, so when we added California Trail, we went from 46 acres to 100. So we're at 100 now since 2018.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You guys do such good work. What is your favorite part about working at the zoo, Isabella?
I think you can't beat the fact that I can be on my computer, and when I'm done and I'm like, I need to get away from emails, I can go outside and see like a giraffe or take the gondola up to see the bears in the pool. And I think I can't take that for granted. Those views are gorgeous, but also the fact that I know all of our work from the janitorial staff to development to marketing to education here at the zoo, we're all doing something that helps wildlife, and that's educating about the species, that's help fundraising for the species, and it's also making sure that our ambassadors here at the zoo are helping people have a connection to wildlife out there in the wilds.
Well, I think you're doing a great job at it. And are there
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. The community thanks you. Are there any upcoming projects or initiatives at the Oakland Zoo that you're particularly excited about that you could tell us?
Yeah, right now we are ending out the year and we're going to have our big Glofari event, which is a big fundraising event for us. And that's fun for the whole family. So we have a big event coming at the end of the year. And also, as a lot of people know, Osh, our last elephant, is going to Tennessee Elephant Sanctuary. So as bittersweet as that is, we're happy to be able to get him a home that he can be around other elephants, and we're looking to the future. We're not sure if we're going to have more elephants coming into the zoo or we're getting a new species, but that's pretty exciting to see what we can do with that space for the next species that's going to be there, if it's elephant or something else.
Speaking of something else, what's up with these pandas?
Yeah, pandas are popular always. I'm very happy for San Diego Zoo, who just received them.
Right.
And it seems like our friends at San Francisco Zoo might receive them. So good luck with them. That they're a cute species.
They have such darling faces.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they're very charismatic for sure.
And speaking of charismatic, all the animals at the zoo are also charismatic, I am sure.
Oh yeah, we have our white-handed gibbons that are always calling and singing to each other every morning throughout the day. You can hear them, and we have our bears who during the summer are like loving the pool and are playing. So there's something for everybody, and it's fun to be at the zoo.
Would you ever get into the pool with the bears?
Definitely not. We observe wildlife from a safe distance, not just for us, but for them too.
Exactly. I was going to say that.
As cute as they are, that's the thing. Charismatic faces and personalities, they're tempting, but we have to always remember these are wild animals. So definitely keep a distance.
Absolutely. And admire their beauty and elegance from afar.
Yeah, we don't need to be up in their space. There's no point.
Exactly. We perform no function. Isabella Linares from the Oakland Zoo.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And closer to the what's that event? The Glow.
Glowfari, it's starting November 8th this year, and tickets go on sale on October 22nd.
Well, we want to have you back before that so we can talk about the Glowfari.
Yeah, anytime that you want to have me on, I would really appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And as they say in The Wizard of Oz, lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
Oh, my is right.
Thank you, Isabella.
Thank you.
Take care. Isabella Linares from the Oakland Zoo. That was Isabella Linares from the Oakland Zoo. For more information about the zoo and its events, we invite you to visit oaklandzoo.org. Stay tuned. We've got a variety of animal sounds to share with you coming up next. Hi, this is Leslie Stovall from Places and Spaces. I have a question for you. Did you know that elephants can purr? Yeah, here's what that sounds like. Now, here's a short message from Bismarck from the Oakland Zoo. That's right, Bismarck is an alligator. Here's a couple of curious, adorable baby meerkats saying hello. Next, witness the grand call of the great bald eagle. Here's Leonard, a lion, at the Oakland Zoo, letting everybody know he is the boss. Did you know that a group of flamingos are called a flamboyance? Here's a flamboyance of flamingos relaxing on a nice afternoon. Next is Willow, a baby mountain lion. Mountain lions are less intimidating when they are little. It must be a full moon. The chorus of wolves are singing their hearts out. Here's a bunch of frogs relaxing at the lake. Oh, to be a frog. And finally, here is Brock, the yellow-naped Amazon parrot, with his latest single. What an excellent singer. You can check out all these animals in person at the Oakland Zoo. Visit www.oaklandzoo.org for more information. Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Places and Spaces. I'll see you next week on KCSM San Mateo.
Places and spaces I've been. All the places and spaces I've been. All the places and spaces I've been. All the places and spaces I've been.
Places and Spaces, produced here at KCSM FM, located at the College of San Mateo. Executive producer and host is Leslie Stovall. Producer and audio engineer is Rudy Evenhouse.
Thank you for tuning in to Places and Spaces.